Hello, everyone. I'm still producing more videos in this small series we're doing on how to show you to get the most, how to get the most out of the MLS. My guest this morning is Susan Getz from Compass. Hi, Susan. How are you doing?
Hello, Jay. I'm so happy to have your help this morning.
Awesome. So you've got this really specialized search area. A client is asking you to sort of combine multiple parts of the city. And what's an easy way to do that? Can you tell me about the area, describe it for me, that they want to search in?
It's very selective. So I have more than one. I think I have 5 districts that they're interested in, and only particular neighborhoods. And I'm hoping to not include the areas that they don't want to look at because our search results are already a little bit cumbersome.
Got it. That makes total sense. So the traditional way to do that would be to go to standard search, but as you've observed, there are only 4 possible districts that you can choose, right? It's only 1, 2, 3, 4. And the question I'm often asked is, can we add more? And of course we could. I mean, software is adaptable, we could, but there's actually a better way to solve this problem, and that's what I'd like to share with you today. So instead of using those boxes, I'm going to go up to the search menu and I'm going to go to the interactive map. And I'm going to ask you, Susan, to tell me the first district that they want to look at. Can you describe it to me?
Let's start with the easy one. District 5, except Glen Park.
Except Glen Park. And presumably, maybe they don't like how steep the hills are. Glen Park's a beautiful neighborhood, but perhaps it's just like if you go down Diamond Street, pretty steep, right? So maybe that's why they don't want that. Okay, so let's zoom out just a little. I've got Glen Park in the bottom edge of it. I'm going to turn on a layer by using the layers. And what I'm going to turn on is I'm going to turn on our MLS district layer. And you can see now that I've got these colorful areas that show us. So most of District 5, you're thinking, just not Glen Park?
Most of District 5, just not Glen Park.
Okay, so I'm going to use this draw tool. And I'm going to pick the polygon. And now I have this sort of ultimate weapon where I can start defining my own area. And I might not get it perfect, but that's going to be part of the example. Should we include this village square, but then we'll cut across? How much of, yeah, how much of Mission should we include? Do you want to include any of it?
No, let's make Guerrero Street, Street, and what is that, San Jose Avenue. Let's make that the boundary. Let's follow that Noe Valley boundary. That's okay. We'll hit the Mission.
Okay. So we might include a couple of listings over the edge just in case your client might, say, well, I'll change my mind for half a block. You know how people can be. So let's get up here and I'm going to just cut it off right here for now. And I'm going to save that. So there's that first initial block that that client was interested in, but you can see I've made an error in the bottom right corner. So I'm going to click on it. I need to click edit first to get my polygon editor up. And then I'm going to click on the line. And now I can move that over. I'm going to make a correction to include 30th Street, which is still pretty flat. And we said San Jose Avenue. I like that. That's a good way to mark that one, and we'll pull this corner. So I'm being very specific now. And if I zoom the map in, I can get even more hyper specific. So I can get as detailed as I want. Okay, there we go. That's looking pretty good. So, but there was another area that they also were interested in. What was that area?
Well, directly adjacent, they're interested in the Intermission and also Bernal Heights, but only the north slope to about Folsom.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, great. So let's do that check. I'm going to zoom my map just to get it where I like it. I'm going to go back to the draw tool, and now I can add another polygon. And what's cool about this is they can overlap. That doesn't hurt it. And it lets you be hyper specific without needing to rely on the arbitrary lines that we maybe have set up for 30, 40 years using our district sub-districts districting system. You don't have to get the MLS and Technology Committee to change a border. You just draw. How far north? 22nd Street?
Well, we're going to look at Intermission too. So why don't you go all the way to 15th Street, but stay west of Potrero Avenue.
Got it. Okay, so I'm going to include that. And like I said, I'm overlapping here a little bit, but I'm going to show you why. It included that data. I'm going to zoom in, and you said go up to 15th. I didn't quite go far enough. So you can see here that I'm able to move the map around, click edit again, click on the line, and really drag it as far as I want to go. So I want the second polygon. Yep. And then I'm going to go 15th. But you said stay on the inside of the freeway?
That's right.
Okay, let's get rid of the freeway. This is kind of like drawing in Photoshop or anything else that's a drawing tool. And you can always come back and edit your vertices after. There we go. We got a really good, nice search boundary. We're staying on the inside. And when I come across, let's make sure we go to 15th all the way on both vertices. Grab this one. Okay, great. So now it's refreshed the data already, and it's a good thing you got me to move the line because I'm looking at the north edge here on 15th Street, and you're right, there's listings there. So that was a really good edit to make. Now there's a little overlap, but that's okay. Let's just leave that edit like it is. There was another area, a third area.
Oh, yeah. So we want to include the rest of District 5 and most of 6, just not Alta Vista.
Okay.
Anza Vista, sorry.
No problem. I'm going to go back to edit. I'm going to select the polygon tool again. And now, like Susan said, I'm just going to follow the lines of the district to include them. And I'll be able to go in and zoom in and make further edits in a moment to clarify those vertices, make sure they line up more properly. And so this is a bit tedious the first time, but the point is that it's extraordinarily flexible. And what you'll be able to do is if they change their mind and decide they want to...
remember, no Glen Park.
Oh, right. Okay, no, we're not going down.
Portola, no, you've only gone to Portola. Okay, so good, you've got it.
Yeah, I'm going to be careful there. And I'm going to come up. And we'll do this one, include all that. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, make sure I put a dot there. Back across. And then I'm going to zoom in and make sure, so I have some cutouts here where I maybe made an error. So I'm going to go back in and click edit. And I'm going to look, I want my third polygon I just created. I'm going to fix those. And of course, the first time I made the search, I could have been more careful to have included those areas that Susan asked for right out of the gate. I just didn't want to zoom the map out at that time. Here we go, fix it up a bit. We're still skipping Glen Park. Good stuff. Okay, we've got it. All right. Oh, let's make sure we get all of this data. We don't want to miss anything. I could have cut straight across the panhandle, you know, looking at it again. Probably could have just done this because there's no homes like in the panhandle, right? Like right in the park. So I could have done that. And that looks good. Do you want me to make sure we don't get any Masonic up here? Would that be best?
No, that's okay to include that.
See, interesting. So if we were using district and sub-district, we wouldn't easily be able to just say, give me this north block of Masonic. But because we have control, we've got full control, we're able to be very, very targeted here. So your client can no longer ask for something that you cannot deliver. You can deliver anything you need to for them.
This is great.
Okay, there we go. It's like I said, it's a little tedious the first time, but once it's saved, it's saved. And that's one thing I think we should stop and do because we've got it nicely defined now. Let's close the panel and let's click save. What would you like to name this? Maybe don't name it after your client. Let's name it after the area. What's something we can call it?
Well, we're not done, Jay.
Oh, we're not done. Oh, we can keep adding. Cool. What else?
Remember, I needed more than 4 districts.
Right.
So I needed 7, District 7.
All right.
But not Marina.
Not Marina. So where do you want me to cut that one off?
If you could cut it off at the south side of Lombard, that would be good.
Okay, will do. Start there. Cross. And we're going to, again, overlap. Do you want me to come all the way through the Presidios?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Grab the terrace.
They don't want anything on Lombard, so let's just exclude that whole street.
Fantastic. So we're going to zoom in a little, and that's the last polygon we just added. So I'm going to bring it to this side of the street. Smart. And that way we won't get any false positives. And as soon as we do that, see, it took those couple of listings out. So that was an excellent edit to suggest. It definitely reduces this data set from getting something we don't want.
Thank you, Jay.
See these other lines? We're getting a few here that are on the other side of Van Ness. Is that desired? Or should we go down the middle of Van Ness?
I would, let's keep it to Franklin.
Okay.
I'm trying to exclude busy thoroughfares, and I know Franklin's a busy thoroughfare, but sometimes.
Yeah, Uber and Lyft have really changed the dynamic of that street. Do you want to stay on the other side of Franklin too? We could do that.
No, for our purposes, just leave it.
Okay.
Jay, can I go back in and edit it later?
Absolutely. Once this is saved and I disconnect from your session, you're going to be able to jump on your laptop right now and go in and you can make an edit there. And we may not record that part of the session, but I'll walk you through it if you want to make an edit.
Okay.
Should we save it now?
Let's see. Did we get them all? I'm going to look at this. Let's get some of the Russian Hill area.
All right, you tell me.
Well, for our purposes, let's get Russian Hill. That is west of.
So I'm going to reveal to you that I don't necessarily know the exact edges of Russian Hill. So I'm going to turn off districts and I'm going to turn on sub-districts. So now let's see how those lines all changed. Now I can collapse this and I can zoom out just a little and I can look for, where is what I'm looking for? Up here, right here on 8. Oh, great. So now we can grab just that based on what I can see with the sub-districting lines. I'm going to grab my draw tool one more time. Polygon sounds like it's working for us. Do you want to stay away from that thoroughfare? So we're going to skip over to Van Ness, the other side.
Yes, that's great. And then let's stay west of Leavenworth.
Okay, I'll have to edit that in a second. And then how far east do you want to go?
Leavenworth.
It
goes Hyde, Leavenworth.
Does it? Okay, great. Okay, so like that. Thank you. Sorry, I couldn't see the label. And then all the way close to the edge there, or do you want to stay on this side of North Point?
Let's stay on this side of Bay because there's really nothing over there
except
sort of high rises, which are not in our search.
Understood. So let's scroll over again, click edit. This is the last poll just added, and we're going to stay on the other side of Bay. The recommendation here, which is no problem. Let's zoom in a little and get that line right. Okay, so now we've got all of the polygons that we expect. They look pretty well edited, but you can again go in and refine these. That's still going to be possible. Let's save it now. Let's give it a name so we don't lose our work. You want to call it like mixed? What do we have? 7, 5.
Let's just call it Jay's search.
Sure. I tend to want to name them after geographic features, but I'm happy to do this for you today. I'm going to click save.
Am I going to be able to rename the search later?
Yes, you will. And I'll show you quickly how to do that too. Let's turn off the extra layers so that the rendering gets nice and fast. Let's zoom out and look at our work. Amazing. So we've now created a completely custom set of polygons that gets only the data your client, and we've saved it. So we can do things like go over to displays and we can then look at the one-line grid and we can actually turn that into the grid data right from the map. Sweet. And now inside this, we can sort by type by clicking on the column type. Condos will come first. In the next page, more condos. Next page. And they keep going with condos. And there's a couple of co-ops. one halfplex, then we're into the single family homes, house on lot, one house on lot, HSL1. Keep going. Might be a couple of TICs at the end is what I'm expecting. House with secondary unit. HSL2 is a primary residence with a secondary unit in it. And then the TICs, TCLA is TICs, and 2 townhouses. And if you wanted to refine that, no problem. You can do that. You can look at your map, and you could actually change here, Susan. You could change the criteria for what subtypes you wanted. If you did not want all of that stuff, you could just say, give me the houses, or you could just say, give me the true condominiums, or you could say, give me the condominiums, the co-ops, and the TICs, and the townhouses, because my client is looking for something that's not a standalone residence. And you could then say, okay, it'll change the count. The search will reflect, and now, boom, it's only showing that data. I'm going to reset that and then save your search again so that you don't have that happening. Unless, do you want me to save a subtype in there for you?
No, I'll go into it later and refine it.
Okay, fantastic. So I'm opening it up wide open again for Susan. I'm going to say, okay, close it. And I just want to make sure I didn't disrupt it. So I'm going to save it as Jay's search again and click save. And it's going to say search has been saved. So what Susan's going to do now is she's going to log on to her laptop when she has a moment this afternoon. And Susan, if you have any trouble editing those vertices using this tool here, edit, you're going to give me a call and I'll help you out.
Sounds great.
Cool. All right, guys, thanks very much for joining Susan and I while we did this demonstration of how to use interactive map to create a completely custom set of search areas that are relevant to her client. Any final words, Susan?
Jay, thank you very much.
No problem. It's been my pleasure. Everyone take care out there.
Bye.
All right, I'll stop the recording.